If I told you skipping college were the fastest way to get rich, you'd probably laugh in my face. I'm joined today by Troy, the founder of CourseCareers. He's built an 8-figure business at age 23. Troy, why don't you tell everyone what is CourseCareers?
CourseCareers is the fastest way to start your career. We're the largest competitor to the traditional higher education system. And mark my words, within 10 years, we're going to become the de facto way people start careers. College is going to be a thing of the past. We will replace it.
We're based in an undisclosed location in Mexico, Troy's residence. Troy, why did you decide to move to Mexico to build this business?
So the thing about building a technology company, one of the biggest benefits is that you can live anywhere. So I remember I was in Atlanta working from my desk and I was thinking, why am I here in Atlanta when our team is fully remote? I'm just gonna move to Mexico. So I packed up a bag, moved to an undisclosed location in Mexico, and here I am, living life, drinking Dos Equis. The business is doing very well. Quick numbers, in the first year, we went from 0 to 9 million in revenue, and I don't want to disclose the exact numbers since we're still in a competitive market, but we're now doing in 8 figures in revenue now. So hitting some pretty big numbers.
I'm the tech sales course instructor at CourseCareers, and we're not here to sell you today. We're going to talk about the story behind the business and how Troy built the business. I personally worked in tech sales for 5 years, closed 1.54 million in revenue, made 300,000 in my final year. So we want to make sure to bring in instructors who actually have real experience in the field to teach the students. Why don't you take us back, Troy, to the beginning? How did you have the idea to start CourseCareers?
Yeah, so it really all started when I was 16 years old. And I tell this story so many times. So I was sitting in my history class and a guidance counselor walks in and says, hey, we're doing a quick survey. I want everyone to raise their hand if they plan on going to college. And every single person in my class except for me raised their hand. And it made me look like this fool because I'm the only person who's actively planning on not going to college. And at that moment, I realized everyone's delusional. No one has a clue what's actually going on. Something has to change. And if no one's going to be the one to change it, then I will. So I really set my mind on this college system. It's going to change. And I want to be at the forefront of that. So when I graduated high school, 18 years old, I decided not to go to college and I wanted to start a career in technology sales, but the problem was you can't do it. So every single company wants previous work experience or you to be a recent college graduate, and then if you go to try to get an internship, internships are only for current college students. You can't get an internship if you don't go to college. You don't have access to platforms like Handshake or WayUp, which are essentially aggregates of college internships. On all of the job boards, the companies say, hey, you need to be in college to apply for this internship. And you can't go to career fairs because those are exclusive to current college students. So it's like there's literally no way to get your foot in the door with this entry-level position if you don't go to college. So I set my mind on solving that issue. But luckily at 18 years old, I was able to network my way into a startup where I landed a technology sales internship, ultimately transitioning to a sales development rep within a couple months, and then transitioning to an account executive, closing pretty large 6-figure deals at the age of 19, where I was able to put enough money away to ultimately start this business, CourseCareers.
Now that you have a large staff and many employees working for you and the business is thriving, to your point, can you talk about the first 3 months when you decided on the name, you wanted to build the website? How did you initially get traction to establish customers and improve value in the marketplace?
So I did the real MVP, minimum viable product. So what you learn, like when you're trying to start a company, I mean, you're reading books about like, how do I start a business? I didn't know anything, right? I've never started like a tech company before. So everything was new to me. So it's like, how do I get my first customer? How do I build a product? And what I decided on is I don't even know if I can reliably get people jobs that don't go to college because it's never really been done before. So let me just test it out. So what I did is I put a Google Doc together and I found all these different resources like links to articles and blogs, books, YouTube videos, and I compiled them together in Google Docs to form a course. And then I posted on Reddit that saying, hey, anyone who wants to start a career in tech sales, I'm going to manually teach you tech sales and have you go through this course outline that I put together and see if we can get you a job. I had a couple of people reply, and after a couple months of helping them go through this course outline, reading books, going through it with them, they were able to get jobs. So it's like, man, if I can get people jobs from going through this Google Docs, then imagine if I put together a real course, something in depth, and then I marketed and sold it. I think I could get a lot of people jobs. And ultimately, if you look at college education, like how are people currently getting jobs in the area of technology sales, aka sales development, business development? They're usually getting like business degree, psychology degree, communications degree, something that's almost completely irrelevant to the actual job of the SDR. So the hypothesis I had is, what if you could learn the exact knowledge that employers are looking for to do that specific job of the sales development rep? Would employers prefer to hire the person who knows exactly how to do the job they're hiring for, or the person who just got a general business degree and the company thinks they might be able to learn the job of a sales development rep? I thought they would prefer the person with the specialized knowledge, because at the end of the day, we live in a specialized economy with specialized jobs that require a specialized education, and that hypothesis turned out to be true. Our students started getting jobs. I put this course up. We started selling it and marketing it. And here we are today with Trent as the instructor. So
cheers right there. After you established product market fit and began to help students, and venture capitalists began to reach out wanting to invest, I know there were many conversations. Why did you inevitably turn them all down?
Yeah. So I remember for a while I was going out trying to raise venture capital, and I kept getting rejected, until two people wanted to put in $100,000 for 10%. And keep in mind, this is when we were pretty early as a company, so it seems pretty cool. You know, it's like 23-year-old was being offered $100K, put it in the bank account. I don't know how much money I had in the bank account at the time. I think I was actually like $30,000 in credit card debt starting the business. So it seemed pretty attractive, but at the same time, I believed in the business so much, where I knew it was going to be worth so much money, where it's like, I'm going to regret taking that $100K unless I absolutely need it. So I decided not to take it. And then I put my head down and I said, I'm not going to waste my time trying to raise money from venture capitalists. Instead, I'm going to spend 100% of my time, all my mental energy, just focused on building this business, creating the best product ever, getting students jobs, helping market the course to get more people jobs. And that's what I did, and it worked. And not too long later, the venture capitalists were the ones reaching out to me, asking to put money in the company. And at this point, I don't even respond to the emails anymore. It's like there's not a chance anyone's getting any money in the company. I still maintain majority ownership. We never sold any part of CourseCareers, and I'm planning on keeping it that way.
As CourseCareers began to grow fully bootstrapped, and you decided, okay, we're not doing the solopreneur thing, we're going to grow and we're going to scale, how did you begin to hire staff?
Yeah, so the way I like to think about hiring is, you should calculate how much your time is worth on an hourly basis. Like, break down all the tasks you're doing and figure out the value of them. So if you're spending 4 hours, let's say, doing a task that makes you $200 an hour, then you spend your other 4 hours a day doing a task that you could replace with someone that's paid $10 an hour. Then if you replace yourself with that person that does the $10 an hour task, and now you have an additional 4 hours to do that higher value task, you just increased your income on an hourly basis. So I call it trading up your time. So in my mind, I'm constantly focused on trading up my time. What am I doing right now that I could ultimately delegate to someone else and trade up my time to focus on something more valuable? So I've been constantly doing that. Now we have around 20 people working for CourseCareers full time, and my time is worth a lot of money now, which is nice.
Can you talk about who CourseCareers is for?
CourseCareers is for anyone looking to start a new career at an affordable price. So you could be like where I was, just graduating high school, wanting a college alternative, 18 years old, want to start your first career, never worked in a professional setting before, CourseCareers can help you get your first position and give you that foundation to build on, give you that high-paying career path. Or you could be in your mid-40s wanting to switch to a completely new career, go through CourseCareers and find success. So we really have students from every age, race, demographic. Doesn't matter where you come from. If you're motivated and you want to start a new career at an affordable price, then CourseCareers is your go-to spot.
How has your life changed building a successful business?
I remember, let's start when it wasn't successful. So I was working on this thing. So I quit my job at 19 years old. I'm actually currently 24 years old. So think about that. That's 5 years. We've really only been successful for 2 years, which means for 3 years we weren't successful. I was grinding without making too much progress. I came up with the idea to do the minimum viable test with the Google Docs. I wrote a book called The Lean Career, where I broke down the value of the higher education system into its most fundamental parts, so I could reason up to figure out how do we build a new education model that's built for our modern economy where jobs are specialized and changing very rapidly. So I was doing all these things and I wasn't making any money when I was doing them. So I had 2 girlfriends break up with me. I wasn't going out to eat. I was saving money. So going from that to now, where we're doing 8 figures in revenue and I don't have to worry about money anymore, it's nice.
Moving to an undisclosed beach remote location in Mexico, there of course are financial upsides and lifestyle upsides.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what the lifestyle has been like operating in a fully remote company in Mexico?
Yeah, so I think a fully remote company is the future. It allows you to hire talented people from anywhere. I mean, it could be any state in the US, it can be abroad. It doesn't matter where they're located. If they're talented and motivated, you can hire these people, compared to if you're only in office in one specific location, you're restricted to hiring in that specific location. Like I probably wouldn't have been able to hire Trent if I told him he had to move to a new city to work for us. So tons of benefits to hiring remotely, and another one of the benefits is you can live anywhere. So I decided to move to Mexico. I live on the beach. I can drink Dos Equis. It's a really good quality of life. Things down here are really cheap, so having a very high income while the cost of living is very low means that you really don't have to worry about money. So there's a lot of perks to being able to live anywhere. I'm not even attached to a single location either. So I like the idea of being mobile, so owning pretty much nothing wherever I go. So if I could flip on a switch and say, hey, I don't want to live in Mexico, I want to live somewhere else, I can. So just tons of benefits to being remote and being mobile.
What's next for CourseCareers?
Expansion. Tons and tons of expansion. So we're currently doing 8 figures in revenue. By the end of the year, we want that to be 9 figures. So we're growing very fast right now. We're expanding across many different careers. So by the end of the year, we're going to support every role in entry-level technology. So if you're looking to start your first position in technology, no matter what role it is, we're going to be supporting it. So we're signing up instructors left and right. We're optimizing the website and our marketing, signing up employers. So we're doing so many things and expanding like crazy, where we are building the de facto standard way people start careers. And pretty soon, not a single company is going to be hiring from college campuses or job boards again. All of their new entry-level employees are going to be sourced from CourseCareers. So now if you do want a chance at landing a position in technology, you have to go through CourseCareers to get that education and then get access to all of these opportunities. So that's what I'm building right now. And the 5-year plan is to support all these different careers, much more than just careers in technology. Think of all the careers that you could be learning online, but right now you're required to sit in a college classroom. But online you could do it for much cheaper. Current price is $500, by the way, if you compare that to a college degree that might cost you $100,000 over 4 years. I mean, it's just insanely less expensive. And then the opportunity cost of your time. So just building the future of education and careers.
Rapid fire question and responses, 30-minute,
Let's do
30-second or less responses. Why is the current college education system broken?
Yeah, so it's broken because super expensive, super inefficient, and they're teaching you things that aren't even used in our economy. Jobs are specialized. Your education needs to be specialized. It's as simple as that.
Why is tech the future?
Tech is the future because technology replaces much of human labor. So that means as human labor decreases, technology increases. And that creates massive amounts of wealth for people in this space. Keep in mind, at 24 years old, I've been able to build a business doing 8 figures in revenue, worth many, many multiples of that revenue. So my net worth went from essentially nothing to a very huge number. So you can get very, very wealthy in technology.
Why is learning online also the future, opposed to perhaps going into a classroom or in-person setting?
It's the leverage. So you can, like for example, we're teaching bookkeeping, essentially accounting, right? Why do a million professors have to be teaching the same thing over and over again? Why can't you just create the absolute best course ever? Teach it in the best way ever. These things never change. You can just refine it. Teach it as good as you possibly can, and then spread that cost over all of the population. So now you have the highest quality education at the lowest cost. So that's why online education is definitely the future.
In conclusion, it sounds like right now we're looking for instructors who can teach other modern tech career fields and helping folks break in. We're looking for students that want to start high-paying tech sales careers. What would you say in conclusion to someone out there that wants to be the next Troy and build a CourseCareers, or really just start a successful high-paying career?
If you want to build a company, then starting a career and acquiring the skill set is extremely important. I would recommend you choose sales or marketing or product development, which for a tech company is software development. Those skills are by far the most important for starting a company. You need to develop a product, you need to be able to sell it. That's it. That's how you start a business. So get those skill sets, start a career in that, learn it, and then you can go off and start your own company and then continuously be thinking about how do I trade up my time so I can focus on the highest value opportunities. And that's how you really build a business and build wealth for yourself.
Well, cheers to change.
Cheers.